Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. Ground control to Major Tom. Commencing countdown, engines on. Check ignition and may God's love be with you.
Skatepark series is where live music and skate competition is combined, and it travels around Northeast Victoria through Indigo Shire, Alpine Shire, and basically it's just all about having a good time and giving everyone a shot. My name is Jess and I am one of the founding members of the Northeast Skatepark series. So I started out playing live music at the Skatepark series events, and when we wanted to evolve it into where it travelled around to different towns, we all sat down, it was me and a few other people, and we sat down and we just tried to figure out how we could make it better and travel it around, and that's how I really evolved.
Though I pass 100,000 miles, I'm feeling very sealed, and I think my special knows which way to go. Tell my wife I love her very much, she knows.
My name is Talon Smith and I became involved in the series through Alpine Shire Youth Council. This is only my second year involved in the series. I got involved late last year for the Mount Beauty skate jam. Mount Beauty tends to be a little bit quieter, but the environment is also more intimate that way. It's nice. The series is good for the community just because it involves everybody. There's people who skate, people who scoop, people who play music, people who just want to come watch, parents, kids, everyone.
Planet Earth is blue, and there's nothing I can do.
I'm Spud. Mostly just do the sound, pretty much since the start, I guess. When was that? 2000? Since the beginning. It was created. I think it was an idea that a few people were kicking around for a while, and Annette Walton and Andrew sort of put it all together and just made it work, and everyone came together, and it's just been absolutely. I love the music. I love when the bands just get there and play, and everyone's skating and listening at the same time. It's pretty cool. I'd just like to thank Annette Walton for sort of being the glue that holds the whole thing together. Yeah. Everyone has their own part, but Annette is sort of just makes it really possible.
My name's Annette Walton, and I was one of the creators of the Northeast Skatepark series, and up until recently I was also the project coordinator for the series. So there was the first event that we held was in 2010, and that was just an Indigo Bowl series, which was where the idea came from. And then we started the Northeast Skatepark series as it is now in 2011. The concept for the Skatepark series came about as a result of some conversations where there's a real issue with young people using skate parks and what the wider community thought of those young people, and the young people were quite stigmatised. So my daughter comes from a background of circus and performance, and that's my own personal background as well, and organising young people into performance and the arts. So we started to look at the skate park events that we had, and we thought that if we could make them better for the audience, and if we could make them fun and actually highlight the skills of the young people that were on the park, that they're just not kids just hanging out riding around on a skateboard, that it's actually an art form and there's things that it can do that's amazing technical skills. We thought if we could make that happen and make it more like a performance and a show, then we can get the audience and the community to understand what it was about. So that's why we ended up putting the bands into the events. We also added in art events, we added in discos, and all the parts of youth culture around it, because we wanted the community to come along and actually appreciate the skills of the young people. You know, if you're on a BMX and you're doing, a 360 flare or something, we look at that and go, oh, well, that kid's pretty mad, but that's a circus trick, and people pay money to go to the circus. So because my daughter had that circus experience, and like I said before, I've always been involved in the arts, we thought, how can we highlight these kids as elite athletes and take away the stigma of just stoners down at the skate park? So I had an amazing group of young people I was working with, and these young people, some of them were, professional BMXers and skaters and scooter riders, but others were actually young bands that were trying to become professional. Some were professional young bands, and then we also had some circus performers as well. And some of the kids were doing their diploma, their certificate 3 and 4 in event management, and my daughter, who was a former fruit fly circus performer and also in one of the bands, was studying her event management. And she sort of came up with this idea that if we could pull everything into this performance piece and make something really wicked happen, that we could let it evolve into what each community needed. So for example, little parks like Tangambalanga, if you have more than 50 people there, it doesn't work, are really different to somewhere like Beechworth, where we can have 400 or 500 people there. So we started to create events that were purely for each of those communities, but all linked together. Besides making it an opportunity for performance and to highlight the skills, it also became about community, because in every town that's around, there's 5 kids that ride a skateboard, or 2, and all these kids didn't know each other. So what we were trying to do was link everyone together, so that, the kid from Corowa knew he had a mate in Mount Beauty, and we could connect everyone that way. So how it's worked up until recently is that Indigo Shire has been the legal entity of the events, and that the other shires buy it in. The series runs over 9 skate parks. So there's 5 in the Indigo Shire, 3 in Alpine Shire, Wangaratta Shire and Corowa. So that's Mount Beauty, Bright, Myrtleford, Beechworth, Yakandanda, Tangambalanga, Chiltern, Rutherglen, Corowa and Wang. So I think the Northeast Skatepark series is fantastic for the community. And the reason I believe that is because the Northeast Skatepark series has created a place where kids who don't have football or netball or other activities to belong can come to, practice their skills, join in, be part of something important, and at the same time are getting to grow their friendships, their networks, their social skills, and make something happen. I think if it can evolve into some of the bigger skate parks that are around as well, there's a great opportunity for other communities to be part of it. This series has been duplicated already at Rochester and Echuca Way, so there's people who are already starting to follow this model, which I think is really, really exciting. So I think it's got a really big future. What else would I like to say? I think it's amazing.